we've made it. Let's set up a territory. Nice work. We better gather some ore and logs. This is a strong foundation for us to build upon. Now that it's ready, use the equipment bench to make a weapon.
Guys, if I like this game, I'm gonna keep trying and see if it gets better, but I'm on a songy break.
So we just don't know what to do in this situation.
What's up, yo?
We just don't know what to do in this situation. And so we just standing there like this. Just like this. And then she backs up out the door. Don't ever talk to me again. Leaves. That was the last time I ever seen Krista. And it was so awkward in the room. Like, you could feel the energy in the room that, the direction that this was headed, if we continued to do this, we were all going to shoot each other. And that was that, bro. That was that. I don't know if y'all seen, like, subliminal shit, like, but there's been hints there. It's been hints there. Like, subliminally, we don't fuck with each other, bro. And we all really don't fuck with each other. And that's the vibe. That's the vibe, and that's what it is, bro. And I don't give a fuck. Fuck Krista. Fuck JoJo. Fuck Berlin. Fuck Joe. Fuck PG. Fuck Rico. Fuck all of them. I don't give a fuck. You don't want to say it. You don't want to say it because I don't give a fuck. Fuck all them niggas. Fuck all them niggas. Now report on that, sis. Start your makeup again and report on that. Because I'm sick of this shit. I had to be silent for so long, but I finally get to speak my truth. Krista the most. Krista the most because she yelled at my son. Here.
If you're new to Once Human, here are 5 more beginner tips you definitely need to know. Now that you're going to be looting a lot of things while exploring, you're also going to end up with a lot of junk. So make sure to disassemble the junk you collect. But don't just disassemble everything blindly. A simple way to tell is by looking at the item's background color. Items with no background color are generally meant to be disassembled. But if an item has a colored background, it may have another use, so make sure to read its description first before getting rid of it. Next, this is something that can be confusing when you're new. Your weapon itself isn't necessarily the most important thing. The blueprint behind that weapon is. Blueprints allow you to craft your weapons again, and improving them can permanently make that weapon stronger. So before investing heavily into random weapons, start understanding the blueprint system. This becomes extremely important once you start working on actual builds. Speaking of these blueprints, you're going to unlock and discover a lot of different weapons as you progress, but that doesn't mean you need to craft every single one, especially if you're watching an older build guide. Most of those builds rely on specific mods, calibrations, specific material used when crafting armor pieces, and some might even use special event exclusive mods that are no longer obtainable. So as a new player, don't worry too much about perfectly copying an endgame build or getting the exact same damage numbers you see in those videos. Next, take advantage of lost gear, especially while you're still progressing. As you're exploring settlements, opening crates, and defeating enemies, you'll sometimes find weapons and armor that you can immediately use. And with the newer progression system, you can already equip dropped gears regardless of your character level. Just keep in mind that the lost gears can't be repaired, so think of them more as temporary upgrades. Use them while they're useful, and once their durability gets low, you can replace them with something better. Next, your weapons and armor have durability, and yes, they can break. Get into the habit of checking your equipment whenever you return to your base. Repair what needs repairing before heading into another big fight. Or better yet, you can get Artisan's Touch deviation pretty early in the game. From Deadsville, make your way toward Hearst Industries, then head to these coordinates and look for the Scorcher enemy. Defeat it for a chance to get the Artisan's Touch deviation. Once you have it, place it inside a securement unit and let it produce its deviant output. You can then use those materials to craft the Artisan's Touch, which allows you to instantly repair your low durability gear anywhere you are without having to go all the way back to your base. And that's only a few of the things you should know when you're starting out. There's definitely a lot more.
Once Human's new and biggest update yet changes everything and adds a ton of new features to all scenarios, with epic new monsters, better crafting, an entirely reworked mod system, and so much more. And today I'm here to share everything you want to know to basically start your adventures strong in the updates. Especially with all the changes, I'd say this is a must-watch for both new and returning players that's filled with essential tips, level up fast, craft powerful equipment, pro tips for survival and damage dealing to be more than ready for the epic adventures ahead. With these tips, you can become at least level 25 in just 1 hour after joining your server. With all the essentials, let's get right to it. Alright, so here we are back at the main menu. Let's go over all the different scenarios which I think are interesting, depending on your playstyle, of course, because right now we have many different ones to choose from, especially if you're new to the game or, of course, haven't played the game for a while. This information is going to be interesting. So, Raid Zone, this is basically PvP. Feels a little bit like Rust, but this is going to be super aggressive PvP, especially with team play. So if you're playing solo and looking for a more casual experience, this is definitely not going to be for you. But yeah, if you want to be super active on the server with the boys and constantly want to raid other players' bases, this is it for you. Evolution's Call, also a PvP scenario where it's actually optional to partake in this, but very much recommended because the main goal right here is to basically fight other clans on the server, dominate with yours, and reap the rewards, which I think is a pretty nice approach to PvP because you have to make your own squads basically and try to become the king of the hill on the server. Prims vs Clash, also PvP, where you have to choose your side at the very beginning. There are two sides, the good side and the dark side, let's say, where, yeah, you simply have to do PvP-oriented events. I think this is a less interesting one. Some people absolutely love it, but my favorite scenario is actually the Way of Winter. I'm a big sucker for survival games, and this is just the right one for me, because, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with the hot, the cold, craft gear to prepare yourself for the adventures ahead. So I think if you like PvE and a real challenge, this is going to be for you. Manibus is one of the first scenarios introduced to the game, which I think is going to be a nice first-time experience, while it's nothing too fancy or sexy, let's say, in terms of all the features. You have to deal with massive bosses right here, take them down together with other players on the server. Endless Dream, also a very interesting scenario, which I covered quite a lot on the channel, which comes with a high difficulty tag. I only recommend doing this if you're already experienced a little bit with Once Human, but basically, right here you have to purify dream zones that are scattered across the map and have to deal with big dream bosses, let's say, that will handsomely reward you in the end. Then, last but definitely not least, an interesting scenario, Deviation, Survive, Capture, Preserve. This is literally Pokemon in Once Human, where you have to catch them all, fight gym leaders and arena masters to become the very best. But hey, it's not really Once Human anymore. The combat is gone, the building is not as relevant anymore, so I don't know if you want to play this all the time. It's definitely going to be a nice one to check out once in a while, but in general, if you want to have a solid, nice PvE or PvP experience, I think both Manibus, Way of Winter, and Evolution Call are going to be an amazing one. Today we're going to check out the Way of Winter, and what I really like about it as well is that it's a fairly short scenario. Duration of 22 days. That's just a little bit over 3 weeks, while if you look at Manibus, that's 40 days. So that means the phases are going to take longer in the Way of Winter. Everything feels more dynamic or active, let's say, because the world is constantly changing. You have to prepare for like the harsher environments that are coming up. So let's join this one. Very important, guys, you don't want to click the quick join right here, but select another server instead, especially if you value efficient progression, let's say, and get to the end game as quick as possible, or at least do some decent equipment so you can start strong. This is what you want to do. Click on the hamburger and search for a specific server. I always like to go for one that has been live for at least 1 to 2 weeks. Why? Because in Once Human you have commissions. Commissions are weekly tasks, basically, that allow you to get your hands on a lot of experience quickly. If you join a server that has been going on for already 7 days, then you can instantly gain access to the secondary week of commissions. Now, this one would be an amazing one for me specifically, because I like to play a lot on 1 week, then move on to another scenario or game. Remember that Way of Winter stays relevant for 21 days. That's the duration of this scenario, basically. So if you can't play a lot, then I think this is going to be a little bit more interesting. But yes, if we have access to like almost 3 weeks worth of commissions, we can level up super fast, and that's what I plan to do today. Right before we actually join the server, we can choose our class right now. For people who are new or, of course, not yet familiar with the latest updates, it was also introduced a couple months ago. If we click on the class, we can always see their details. I think Beastmaster is a very interesting one, where you can tame your own creatures and have up to 3 whistles. You can just summon in these bad boys. They will start tanking your opponents, or they can harvest resources. You can mutate creatures to make them even more powerful. But in general, I don't really think this is going to be a very beginner-friendly one, let's say. My absolute favorite class would be the Chef, because this one makes survival so much easier in this game. The primary perk that you want to focus on right here is Glutton. Can consume more food than normal, gain up to 2 more food effects, and drink 2 food effects simultaneously. So you can have 4 different bonuses on your character at the same time. I think I don't have to say the experienced players that with, let's say, all the damage modifiers you can get from food, all the survival bonuses like increased HP, all these can heavily benefit your both survival and damage dealing capabilities for both PvE and PvP. The fact that you can do creative cooking as well, I think is really nice, so it's going to be much easier to basically make some special snacks. Then we also have Gardener. Honestly, never tried it. It's not something for me. I don't like spending a lot of time in my base. But if you are like a base freak and you like to make majestic farms, I'm sure you're going to absolutely love this one. But then we also have the Free Person. This is simply, if you don't know it yet, you can select this class and somewhere during the scenario, you can say like, okay, I want to settle with that. You simply use this special starter item and you will instantly convert to the class of your choosing. Right now though, we're going to settle with Chef because especially for the Way of Winter scenario, this is the absolute best decision. So now we get to choose our start or spawn in the world, either inside the Venafjord with these 3 spawn points or the Onyx Tundra with these 3 right here. Let's quickly collapse this and zoom out, as the Onyx Tundra is basically in the far east, Venafjord in the center, and then we have another biome a little bit more to the northwest or zone. And right below that we have this huge snowy mountain that's also the center of this world. I'd say the most interesting one to start is the Venafjord, because it easily gives you access to all the different regions. And since we already start, let's say, on week 2, we can start progressing more efficiently, start exploring the east and the west and the south from this position. The Way of Winter, new scenario, a lot of pop-ups. So now we get a task mode. We can choose between simplified or full edition. I recommend you to go with simplified if you've already done the main story on your first server, let's say. Otherwise, you're going to have to do all those mini tasks once again. So we instantly get to this little POI where we start farming resources. So we quickly search for a suitable place to settle down. Place my base right here by simply pressing B, and voila. Let's quickly settle the items pending. So we can transit storage right here, and this is where we can basically press all and just withdraw all. All the pop-ups that we see right now will not be on this specific scenario. They will only be available in Eternal Land. So that's a little palm tree icon that you see right here. You can always enter or leave it, which I think is a very nice one to do specific tasks that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But let's start with some essentials as our character is getting cold. So our main story is to go to Whalebone. We can already instantly do that if we open the map and just press quick travel or teleport. But right now, very important, we no longer have teleportation towers. They were removed from the game entirely, replaced by world stones, which now pop up in both POIs and around them, which you basically want to repair. If you're close to them, they will sometimes automatically unlock and say repaired, so you can just use those as quick travel. Right now, if you press check the world stone, we can also link our respawn point to it. So that basically means if you've unlocked the world stones all across the world,
I don't know
you can
where
set
I
your own
went.
respawn point at those locations, which I think is pretty nice, especially because they can pop up right in the middle of a POI. And yes, this is not the right place to start because we froze to death literally. But hey, right now we can press respawn and get back to that location, or simply just check out our base once again, where I like to first focus on commissions, which are going to make your life so much easier. Trust me guys, if you do commissions early, you will get a ton of experience, so you can level up fast and get ready for the adventures ahead. So press and hold your tab and summon V, which also got rewarded by the way. Right now it looks pretty cool. Interact with this dude and check out the commit.
Hey yo, it's Anna. Let's take your marketing up a notch.
Join us for the Local Edge
It's
Marketing
20
Lunch Alert
points.
at Mineral Springs Brewing on Thursday, September 17th.
We'll break down smart strategy, video creative, AI, and how to reach your customer on digital and traditional platforms.
Come to lunch and fresh ideas you can put to work right away. Registration is required, so reserve your seat today.
We can't wait to see you, Owatonna. Let's grow our local businesses together.
This is what you get with cubic zirconia status.
Since then, this is where we get a lot of standard missions, which are super simple to complete. They give you a nice amount of energy links and experience, which is both necessary to progress in this game. Energy links to basically unlock new talents, good gear, while you also need the experience to be able to actually wear that. The higher your level, the better the tier equipment you can have, both essential to progress efficiently, basically. This is also where I like to choose specific ones that are going to make it much easier to quickly reach those goals. So smelting any ores is going to be an easy one to take. Maintain body temperature in the optimal range for over 10 minutes, I think is pretty easy because you can just simply stay inside your base and achieve exactly that. But we're going to make it even easier. I'm going to refresh this commission. No more notifications for this login. We're going to do that a couple times and search for some super easy to complete ones. The smelt basics I think is nice, hunt animals is nice, lay foundations is nice, craft 200 ammo for any gun is super simple to do as well. View and like a comment 5 times by other players, that's a fantastic one. And also take the crops right here. That's 5 different, because we have crops growing all across the map and we can start plucking these. That's already the first one. The second, we can harvest ores right here, so I'm just going to quickly take all these berries and seeds. So we just picked up some random plants right here, all essential for survival in the Way of Winter scenario. And bam, our mission is complete. We just leveled to 4 already with barely any effort. It only took a couple seconds to get our hands on all this. For the thumbs up, you simply want to quick travel to one of the nearby towns, as this is where you will usually find posts of other players. We're going to simply interact with that and press like right here, dislike, or well, what you can do even easier is press 4 likes right here. And bam, this will level us up to 6. For some of the next commissions, like the logging basics and the lay of the foundations, basic prep, we're going to need to get our hands on some resources. 100 times logging is going to be pretty annoying if you want to do this with your basic rock, let's say, where you just spawned in on a server. Now this, very important, primarily relevant for returning players, but also possible for people who get items gifted from their friends on the server, let's say. We're going to inherit resources, basically bring items from another scenario to this one. My absolute top picks for any scenario are basically the Advanced Electric Rock Drill, which is going to make mining super easy. It allows you to break any type of ore in the first second, basically. You enter the server up to tungsten, gold, silver, etc. super efficiently. And also the Advanced Logging Chainsaw. Increases your attack speed, increased durability, more melee damage, so also a nice weapon to start with, while an essential deviation, I think, is the festering gel. So we're going to type in fest and search for one with the highest activity rating, I like to go with. Skill rating is nice as well because it will heal more efficiently, but for this scenario I like a higher activity rating because we can use it more often. Also nice to see right here is that we only used up like 1/4 of all this currency. You only have a limited amount of items that you can bring. These are definitely a must bring, so we're going to press confirm right here. Man, this is going to be so much faster. So we have a quest, we have to lock 100 times, right? We just took down one first tree, the second one already gone. There we go, level 7. We just completed the logging basics already. Same counts for the copper. If you have a quest with the ores, you can also drill them super fast and efficiently to get your hands on all the essentials that you will need, including like aluminum that spawns at the beginning that you can normally not break with the standard rocks or pickaxes, which you craft in your first moments. Anyways, just like the thumbs up, we've got another commission right here, which is the basic prep and the lady foundations, for which we're going to simply have to place 10 foundations. I like to go with my own skin right here, but hey, I'm going to place them exactly like so. It's more interesting. If you want, you can just delete them, copy them, delete them, and achieve a 10 with that. But hey, with just a couple seconds of playtime, we're very close to level 10 already. Got our hands on a nice amount of energy links as well, so now it is the perfect time to start talking about the tech, the upgrades that you can take for your character, the talent system in Once Human. So what we're going to do right here is pick up some essentials, smelting essentials, so we can start smelting with a furnace, process copper ore into ingots. We can also make the pickaxes right here and focus on bronze crafting. These are all going to be important for the first base. This assembly bench right here, primary supplies workbench, the primary gear workbench, basic gear, leather working, so we can turn scraps into hides, ammunition, adrenaline shots, very important, so you can basically revive yourself when you happen to die, HP wise, HP recovery, so you can make
I don't know where the
items. We also want to pick up the stoves right here, so we can make nice, delicious snacks. Go for
What
the
town
first
is it?
dishes as well.
This town.
Wish machine
Because
also important if you
there's
unlock your
options.
blueprints. I already unlocked like most of them, so it's not that important. But then also for your base, you want to have all the essentials so you can quickly slap it down. Wooden stairs, basic storage. You want to have doors and windows, so you can of course make your own doorway. We can gear storage from here. It's not that important.
Oh shit! Look at that.
Basic furniture, so you can start making your own beds. And last but definitely not least, also the vehicle garage, so you can make your own motorcycle and make travel much more efficiently. In the top left, we also have specialization nodes, which unlock every 5 levels, 5, 10, 15, etc., etc. So what you want to do right here is search for the best fits for your specific playstyle. If we click on this, it will always roll something entirely random. In this case, we want to search for something, in my opinion, that's going to be nice to combine with our chef, as we're going to be more efficient in making some delicious meals. Or, of course, you can focus on resource farming, because you're going to do a lot of farming, get your hands on resources in this game. The first one for the specialization refining is already an amazing one, because it simply reduces the cost and the time required for ore to process into ingots. Right here we have roasted and dried. Roasted now provide more energy and more sanity. I don't think this is a perfect one, so actually we're gonna go with the first one right here. We can also share these perks sort of with our friends on the server. If you, for example, maximize the upgrades of your furnace, you can place that furnace inside the base of your friend, and they will have all the bonuses, while they can be the chef, let's say, and make some delicious meals for you with all these perks attached. You will see those multiple tasks pop up all the time as well, that you've completed them. You want to just simply claim every single one of them right here. It's a stupid task and you have to do a lot from time to time, but hey, this also allows you to level up a little bit faster and get some bonus energy links. Go check out the building menu and slap down a industrial double bed or any other bed you have unlocked. This one requires 13 carbon fiber fabric and 8 bronze ingots. I wanted to quickly get my hands on some resources right here, and you can see that I was slowly dying because of the cold already. So in this specific scenario, it's essential you gear up fast for the weather. Both weather, hot, cold resistances are very important. So you basically want to start taking those spike tomatoes early, as these actually come with a very nice
Fuck.
Warm currents, use this to increase your cold
Oh hell no. I better not fucking die.
Which we find in the same region can be used to increase our heat resist. So right now we have 2 bonuses in the bottom right, which is quite interesting. Unfortunately though, this doesn't automatically regenerate our HP inside the base. For that you wanna focus on that festering.
I don't do any fucking damage.
Place it inside your base and you can just slap it on the floor and that will
What the fuck is that?
So right now we can just get ready for the adventures ahead, or even better, go check out the building menu and slap down a industrial double bed or any other bed you have unlocked. This one requires 13 carbon fiber fabric and 8 bronze ingots. So if we quickly take 8 carbon fiber fabric and 8 bronze ingots, you can see that it barely takes away any of the bar, let's say. So we can easily slap down this beautiful bed and start sleeping. That will automatically restore our HP and sanity as well, which also serves as your respawn point right now. So I think a very nice one to slap down as quick as possible. Right now I'm also going to quickly slap down 2 of these furnaces so we can start processing ingots. You can always press the arrow button to prioritize them, which is going to make it easier to first make those
I don't know any
without actually having to cancel them. So right now we're going to slowly get that resource. which we're gonna need for those other essential benches. First off, the disassembly bench. Then we also have the stove, for which we're gonna need metal scraps. That's what we can make with the disassembly bench. We also have the primary supplies workbench, which we can place right here. And all that, yeah, before we can start
Are you
placing,
fucking
will
kidding me?
require some resources. So right now it's time to start raiding some towns. I quickly go and check out this one right here with level 18 maps, which are pretty easy to take out still. Simply aim for the heads. You just level up to 9 as well, that's nice.
No.
But hey, always just click your fingers or snap your fingers to check out your surroundings with this special scan. That will allow you to tag all the resources that you can find inside this area. Quickly take everything we need, while of course you can just simply use your melee attacks to also take care of your foes, or the barrels with the explosions. Very enough.
If you want to start a small business, Minnesota might be the worst state in the country to start with. Yeah, we literally tax small businesses more than any other state in the country. And by the way, most Minnesotans work for a small business. The same tax every single person. Yeah, it's really crazy. You would think that we would want to encourage entrepreneurship. We would want to encourage small businesses in this state. Instead, we make it harder than literally any other state does.
These filters are certified to reduce more contaminants for 6 times longer than Culligan was prepared.
Nice indeed. This is a pretty chaotic place right here, but I'm quickly just picking up everything I can. Risk my life for it literally, as after that we can just spawn back at home. And voila, right now we should have more than enough. Got our hands on 45 metal scrap, so this is gonna be plenty for all the essentials which we have to craft. We're gonna quickly pick up some copper from the furnaces as well. Right now we should have all the resources to also slap down our primary gear workbench, with which we can start crafting some serious gear. So we're gonna quickly do that. Get our hands on what I think is the best one, the crossbow early game, for which we only need a couple more of these copper ingots and some stardust ores. Take 15 stardust ores from Eternal Land, which again is going to be super cheap. And right now we can craft ourselves a beautiful weapon that's going to deal so much more damage. And especially, we don't have to waste ammo. We can simply keep using the arrows we retrieve from corpses. So I'd say this is a must craft early game. While you also, if you are a returning player, instantly want to add some mods to that. This is the new mod list. I think it's pretty confusing. I simply go back to Classic, search for the Power Surge, which is going to make me deal a ton of damage. So we're going to go and quick Surge duration minus 50% and damage plus 20%. I think that's enough.
Where's the gravity? Let's go chillin'. Follow whatever. We can say, picture so don't later. She wants talk about jelly friends. Ask me later. Fuck too hard. Sometimes because my mistakes. Sometimes I wanna be dead. Bitch. Oh shit. Fuck you, bitch. What the fuck? Oh. Where did it go? Oh. Yeah, that's alright. Yep. There we go. I think we got everything here. Yes, I did. Oh, shit. I'm not fighting that thing. There's two. Is that a fucking boss? I do 35 damage to it. Yeah, no. I'm not fighting that. I don't know what that thing is so high. Oh, I'll be right gonna go up here. Yeah, glad I got it. Shit, I lost that 50. Damn. Yo, I see it. Right as fast. Switch to another world. Oh, okay. Oh. You see your face today. What? Inside the side.
Wait, I just noticed a teleportation tower was activated at Deadsville. We can use it to teleport straight there. Open your map and try it out. Activating teleportation towers will let us get to places much faster and avoid any dangers along the way.
I need 20. I don't know if I'm liking this game. I... Yeah. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna download The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It's the PS5 version. It's getting, looks like it's getting a remaster.
Good tower. Never chose to be Witcher.
I had to beat the game on the hardest difficulty. I don't know.
It chose for me.
This was a game. I did beat the game, but bro. I want to see if I can do it. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna. Maybe I'll try again, but.